Hi everybody, my name is Jessica Holyfield. I'm a professional dancer, professional dance choreographer, and dance educator based out of the southeast of the United States. And we're going to be taking a look at some episode 2 excerpts from Street Dance Girl Fighter Season 1. I've been watching the full episode reactions on Patreon with excerpts cut out for YouTube. So yeah, I'm very excited for you to check it out, and let's take a watch. Oh, great start. Great angles on that. Oh, I love this. Gorgeous. They may be a good fit for Proudmon, honestly. Yes, with a headstand. Yes. Oh, I'm getting goosebumps for this one. Woo! Wow. Beautiful front walkover. But she did a switch of her feet halfway through. I love that. Ugh. Push that in button, ladies. I would. I'd want them in my crew for sure. That was freaking great. Okay, taking a look back here. This was really a great start, you know. I think that how they set up, I love the energy that they give, and then they turn on such a level of intensity while they're performing. You know, right here, they go back and around. Having this moment back here was so satisfying. I love it. A great start, and she goes all the way until it meets the level of the girls, and the girls are parallel to the floor. And that's really important to note here, because if they were a little bit higher, this wouldn't be deemed as impressive. But because you see all the ladies are pretty much parallel to the ground, this angle seems way more like it feels more full, and it feels deeper, and that's what makes it so captivating from the beginning. This is just a wonderful start. She comes right back up. Very, very nice how they go in, and then they are very mindful of how they come out of it. Love the aerial shot here. I don't know if the mentors can see it. They probably could see like a somewhat angle, but this is still really nice to see the intentionality of that. The overhead, super fun. This angle, it's just so fun. Boom, when they hit into the reverbs, and then they pop out, showcasing their angles, melding it down to tutting. It was really nice to see them all kind of hit. I don't believe they were all trying to hit the exact same counts. I think they were all hitting multiple counts and made it a little bit more sporadic, but it worked very well here. Everybody's executing their angles well. I would say some of them are tilting it a little too far back, so it kind of creates this nubby line effect versus having it more linear to the side. I think this is a really great example. That one right there is probably the best example I could give, and I also think she's showcasing that too. Hers looks really nice, but you notice it's kind of angling it back. But what's nice though is that a lot of them are doing it, so it feels like a choice, not that's just how they choose to hold it, if you know what I mean. So having them continue rolling it down and back up to creating really nice tension, literally popping off, boom, boom, very militant. They're not really using their torso as much, but they do end up using various styles. So they had tutting represented here, a little bit of a bone-breaking angle, but I wouldn't really go so far as to classify it under that style. Going here, just being very clear in their angles, punching through. It kind of has more like a modern posture, like the studio style, but it doesn't, I wouldn't equate it to that far. It just gives nuances of it. And that's why I think it's just really fun. That having that little energy moment, like they're fighting, and then she causes a reaction of her force of her energy to cause the other one to turn. Then she flicks. Really great on the sound. Super fun. And that sound actually is similar to the sound that you would hear in Vogue track. So I actually like how they chose to interpret that there. With the fan kick over, they run through right into the overheads. Then they kind of throw it, but they have more of a candlestick fist position there. So it maintains the stoic, militant warrior vibe they're coming across as. And I really like their costume, and it helps bring this concept to life. So down through, showcasing some popping, I do think they are choosing to go back versus actually engaging protruding front. So that's a very interesting thing I just noticed there. Yeah, with a lot of, I would say, da, da. It reminds me of, actually how they're holding this is very similar to, Just Jerk a little bit. When some of their I don't know what martial arts they were doing. Maybe judo? I don't know. I'm not very familiar in the martial arts world, but I really love, how they're incorporating it here. I think their costume also helps with that. Split is gorgeous. I say my one note is some of them are hinging over to really create this line. Sometimes you have dancers do that. For me, you notice she has more of a straighter torso, and that's your goal is regardless of this angle, you want to try to have your body up. And some of them are having it kind of hunched over. Because of the aesthetic, I can see them get away with it. But just from a fundamental standpoint, you want to make sure that you're nice and straight so you can properly point those feet and turn out to where you are promoting proper alignment in your splits. That's just a little side note in my studio style realm. Whacking overhead variation, super fun at the top front, and then the split showcase flexibility in the bottom front. Basket runs, but more, feels more elemental, like more like the wind transitioning than it's a basket run transitioning. Having this moment of the headstand, so beautiful. They set it up. Really nice, slow, allowing a moment for her to pop up. Turning, sliding down as she opens up her split. It's so stable. Even though she has support, a lot of times people don't trust their support or they are relying too much on their support. So it's nice to know she could probably hold that well, but it's nice that they're able to do it consistently because of the support that is currently there. Head roll, beautiful aerial shot with the head rolls rolling through. Now that right there, that sequence, it does, maybe it's because they're wearing black, it did remind me of the Black Crew because I just reacted to, at the time of making this, season 2's Black Masked Crew. You know, they had gone, we don't know who is affiliated with that crew yet at this point in time, but seeing the outfits and seeing that kind of angle that they're doing does remind me of how that Black Crew set up their set, which is really fun. Speed changes in different directions, very complementary to each other. Honestly, very impressed they're operating with 6, and there hasn't been a moment where it feels overly dense in one side, very symmetrical, or the moments that they're making are more abstract, so it doesn't make me think symmetry as much. And I love that. That right there, and having one person do a little chaîné to kind of separate. That was beautiful. Beautiful execution of a front walkover, what you switch the feet halfway through. Just look at the angle, look at her stack. Her fingers are looking at the heels. She has her shoulders properly stacked over her wrist. And you're about to see, this is my acrobatic arts coming out, seeing that this leg is properly engaged. My one note is I cannot tell if she's crunching in her lower back. That would be my one note, but she's beautifully stacked here and it is gorgeous. Definitely very fluent in the skills. And when you have people who are fluent in it, they can portray, that's the time to showcase it in an artistic form. Not when somebody's working on it, because that's going to turn into a liability very quickly when you have adrenaline involved. So I love the fact that she has enough flexibility and she has enough consistency and proper engagement of her body to be able to execute that well. That broken down, notice that they were using their torso a little bit more there, which is really fun. I think definitely needed for this part of the choreography. Punching it through, we are seeing more of the basic side of their overheads, but it's still really nice and properly placed in the track. I think that's really fun. I love that they are enjoying it. Punching through, little tutting angles with a little bit of a polyrhythmic footwork associated with it. 10-second mark has happened. Threw it down, really nice. I love that 4 crews opted in. There's a good chance a lot more others. And they finish in the abstract position that they not began, but they transitioned into with that reverb, with the wrist going towards the inside. It's very nice, very tasteful. I think it's just, yeah, it was great. I think this was super fun because when you notice they are pretty much in line with each other, but they have these arms placating here. Like, I just love these options that they've given us. It just makes it look so complicated, like a tangled web, but it's still structured because everybody's committed with their arms the way they need to. The intensity in their eyes, where they're looking, is very, very mindful. I just think it was a really great run from them. I mean, this is the first time I'm seeing them, and I'm very impressed at what they brought to the table here. This was awesome. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that was helpful in some way. If you want to see any Street Fighter content, Street Dance China content, K-pop content, or dance content of the like, I have all of it on Patreon as well as a ton of it here on YouTube. If there's something that you want me to react to specifically, I have options on Patreon that you can go and check out because the holiday season is coming up. It's a really great opportunity. I may have some special discounts and special opportunities depending on what tier you choose to join that could hopefully keep spreading the holiday cheer through the end of 2023. I'm Jess, and I will catch you on the flip side. Bye.